Hey there, this is Charles Myambo, and I'm here to give you a synopsis of the amazing interview that I had with Teofimo Lopez. Feel free to check the link below in the description in order to find the full interview on the Hype magazine. Now, when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, there's several terrific qualities that I could cite. I'm just going to try and restrict myself to a few of those that I picked up during the interview that I had with him. Perhaps the most obvious one to me was just how hardworking, determined, and committed he is to the sport of boxing. He is somebody who focuses on the fundamentals, he focuses on the basics, he is persistent, and he's also very much a consummate professional. He does not neglect the things that got him to where he is today. He focuses on putting in his all, making sure that he has the right type of training camps, and fully delivering when it comes to preparation. He focuses on that in a way that is indicative of his success to date. And the thing is, when you're as talented as Teofimo is, there is that temptation to just rely on your skills because on skills alone, on talent alone, Teofimo could probably beat the majority of people who are in his division because he's extremely talented. He's gifted. You can see that when he fights. But he does not rely solely on his talent. He tries to make sure he's the best version of himself possible, so he doubles down on effort and preparation, which is very admirable. It's something that kids who are growing up right now who are aspiring to be boxers can definitely look to and say, I want to be like Teofimo when I grow up because he's doing it the right way. He's not just focused on talent alone, he's focused on also having the requisite preparation to be as good as he is today. The other thing that I picked up on is just how much Teofimo values his family. He alluded to how he came up with that iconic name of his that he has, which is The Takeover. And he told me how him and his sister envisaged themselves taking over the world when he was a bit younger back in 2017. They were just speaking and they figured to themselves, we're going to take over the world. And then just like that, the name stuck, and that is the name that he has become so well known by. It's become a bit of a moniker in the boxing community. Several people, even beyond the boxing community, are able to identify with that, where it has so much meaning behind it to say the takeover, taking over. And I think in everybody's life, whatever your life story is, you want to take over a certain aspect, a certain facet of life. You want to take over a certain industry. You want to become the best at something. And the name that Teofimo has, the principles that he has, and the success that he has built, I think a lot of people look at that and they think to themselves, I would want to emulate that, which is just something that is amazing. And perhaps one of the key things that I also learned, the most key thing, was the fact that Teofimo is very team orientated. He's not just focused on his attributes alone. He's focused on the holistic picture. So it's not just about him as an athlete, it's about his coaches and it's also about those around him who support him. He acknowledges each and every one of them. He acknowledges his father, who has been his coach since he was relatively young, and he also acknowledges his family members who have anchored his dreams and supported him to help him get to where he is right now. He also acknowledges his trainers and everyone who has had a role in getting him to where he is today, which is simply phenomenal that Tio has such an ability to acknowledge those around him. He displays a level-headedness that you do not typically find in people when they become as big as he is right now. He does not have an inflated ego. He is not somebody who is nonchalant. He's not prideful. He is very much down to earth and humble. These are but a few of the qualities that I was able to discover while having the interview with Teofimo, but there's several other great things you can discover about him by just checking out the interview over on the Hype magazine. In my opinion, Teofimo will be one of the greatest names in boxing history when it's all said and done, and he's just a fantastic human being. This interview was definitely a great one. I enjoyed it. I liked everything about him, from who he is as a professional to who he is as a person. Until next time, cheers.